Hi, I'm Eliza, and I am giving you my thoughts about entrepreneurship as I live through them. So today I want to talk about, now that you've done all of your creative stuff, what do you do when you've found an idea? So first of all, like, what it even is a good idea? I have a very scientific response to this, which is basically if there's something that you just can't get out of your head, it might mean that you have something there. But most ideas you can think of and write them down, and you might never remember them again. So what do? So the first step I would say is to definitely just Google it. Like, does it exist already? You'll probably find that some version of what you want to do does exist out there already, because there are many people who are coming up with new ideas all the time. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to just give up right away. If the idea that you have come up with is being done by like Google or Amazon or Facebook, then you might want to consider doing something else, just because there's no way that you, just by yourself or with a small team, are going to be able to compete with someone like Google. But if there's just another startup, then it's a different story, because you might want to look at what features they offer, what segments, what sort of customer that they're going after. And there might be ways for you to differentiate yourself. You know, if something is made for new mothers, maybe new fathers could be a way that you could differentiate your product and still go to market. Or maybe there's a slightly different set of features or a different technology you want to use to go after the same problem. So don't just give up just because there is something else out there. Take the time to investigate and see what it is. The third thing that you should do is definitely just start telling your idea to people. This will both help you refine your idea for your pitch as you go on, and just help you practice pitching. But it's also going to give you some feedback. If people get your idea is probably like the biggest one. There's some useful feedback you can get, and some not useful ones. It's up to you to decide what is useful or not, but here are some key tips that I've found from telling a lot of my ideas to probably my very exasperated friends. So one very useful piece of feedback is like the "have you considered this angle?" Because that's usually saying that they've gotten the premise of your idea, but that there's something that you may have missed, and that's terrific feedback to think about. One piece of advice that is less useful is like, "that's really hard," or something like that, something sort of immediately dismissive, because, you know, a lot of things, pretty much everything is achievable nowadays. That's why technology is so cool. So just because someone says that it's hard, unless they are like the subject matter expert in that technology field, I don't think that that's necessarily the most helpful feedback. Now, feedback that you can get where people just don't engage with your idea at all can be very useful, because what that is saying to you is that they just completely don't get it, and or they don't love your idea. So if they engage with it, even if it's in a negative way, that can be good because it's elicited a response. But if they just sort of say, "oh, that's fine," and move on, then that might be telling you that you don't have the most winning idea. The fourth step would probably be to start to build a product loop or a diagram of the space. I don't really know how to do those like above shot screens, but when I figure that out, I'll walk you through how to do some of those product loops. And the point of that is just thinking out exactly how this app or product would work, how the user interacts with it, starting to ask some of those big questions, so that you can continue moving forward. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Please like the video, comment, do whatever you like. If you have any requests, let me know, and just keep on going. All right.